How's it going? Thank you so much for joining me for this video. Today we are playing for the very first time the Beginner's Guide. I just got done playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. I absolutely loved it, and this is from the same creator is what everyone is telling me. So thank you so much for the recommendation because I loved the Stanley Parable. I'm going to go into this with a low bar no matter what, right? I'm going to treat it as its own thing, but I am excited. I'm looking forward to seeing what this game is all about because I am going into this blind. All I know is that it was from the same creator. That is it. I don't know the basic premise, nothing. So this is going to be a lot of fun. Taking in this main menu, it feels very peaceful. I feel oh so very relaxed hearing all these birds, and there were some waves going on. I hear some bugs and some fire crackling as well. Don't know if like nature is going to be a theme here or maybe it's just about feeling relaxed. I don't know.
Hi there. Thank you very much for playing The Beginner's Guide. My name is Davey Reedon. I wrote The Stanley Parable, and while that game tells a pretty absurd story, today I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011.
Okay.
We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda. Now, these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff, and his work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made. It's a level for Counter-Strike. You can walk around here, by the way. And mostly it's just Coda learning the basics of building a 3D environment.
Cool.
But what I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town, he then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level. And of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person. And it kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this? This is what I like about all of Coda's games. I mean, not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to see past the games themselves. I want to get to know who this human being really is.
Interesting.
And that's exactly what we're going to do here.
That's so cool.
So, it's 2008. Coda starts making these games, and he never releases any of them. He doesn't put them onto the internet, he just makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever. And I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder. So, this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made, until suddenly one day, he just stopped. In 2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since.
Wow.
And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together, is because I find his games powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again.
Hold on. I'm going to pause, everyone. I'm going to pause because there's so much, and it seems like it's going to be a game where there's a lot of narrating going on here. But that was a lot already, right? Very surprised to see the direction of this, and it feels like a personal project from the creator of the Stanley Parable here. They're narrating this themselves, right? Which is so awesome. I wonder if this is a real friend. These are his real games, or is this just more commentary on just game design and art in general, just creating stuff in the process of creating stuff. And I'm excited to see where this goes, right? Are we going to kind of rekindle that passion? Because of the Stanley Parable, I was definitely curious if we were going to be getting a narrator again, but I definitely wasn't predicting it would be the creator,
And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement.
That's really awesome.
So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me
at
daveyWreden@gmail.com.
Okay,
that's about it for introduction. Let's take a look at Coda's first proper game.
It's interesting.
As each game is loading, I'll show you the date that it was completed. This first one was made in November 2008.
Nice. I'm also going to quickly add here that the first one was Counter-Strike, which I've definitely seen the graphics for that game before, but I've never actually played Counter-Strike before. Have you played Counter-Strike? Super famous, one of the most, if not the most famous multiplayer game, especially for PC, right? One of the most famous ever. But yeah, I never played it. I was always more of a console gamer. I don't recognize this. But y'all know, if you've been watching my channel, you know I have a massive appreciation for the craft. A lot of respect for artists. Whoa! Cool.
This game is called Escape from Whisper, and it's one of the more generic games you'll see from Coda.
Yeah, this is what I mean. This is why I love this medium, you know? I've never played a game like this before. And this is a game about with commentary about the game's creation. It's so cool. So what are we trying to shoot at here?
Security hull breached. Hostile alien life form inbound.
Here we go, possibly. No?
It kinda looks like this game was abandoned mid-development. For instance, you have this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there are supposed to be monsters or enemies somewhere,
exactly.
But then clearly there are no enemies anywhere. You can't even reload the gun when you run out of bullets.
Exactly, I've noticed that, but I was trying to click
we
around.
Don't really know. Maybe Coda thought that actually it was complete the way that it is. And I think that we should talk about his games for what they are, rather than for what they're not.
Very interesting, right? Yeah, talk about what is there. Because you could talk about what isn't there. You could do that all day long, you know? I like this insight into the mind of a creator here. Looks nice though, huh?
I love how you can see the bottom of the universe from this room.
Ah, very true. I've never tried making my own game or anything. Definitely a sense of urgency with like the alarms going off. And here it's kind of getting a bit quieter.
Apparently this space station has a labyrinth on it. Sure, I don't know. There's really no reason for it that I've ever been able to discern, so in the
Mazes are
interest
fun.
of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it.
Yo, I think mazes are a good time.
Okay, this is the part that's interesting. The game has this narrative about the Whisper machine and how it has to be turned off, and then you get to the engine room.
Okay.
Hey, you there, in the engine room. You could save us all. That beam is powering the Whisper machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature. If your body could stop the beam.
Alright, so we have to walk in there.
For all of our lives. Would you do it? Could you give yourself?
And do we actually have a choice here?
Let me pause here for a second. What you just experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying, is probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this level. But when he first compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere. And this is what happens instead.
Okay, let's see. So you walk into this. And instead, you just float out into outer space. Yo, cue the Outer Wilds music. Hey, there's the
causes you to
labyrinth.
start floating. And this is an important moment for him. Because yes, this is technically a glitch, but Coda identifies something human about it. Like how small it makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic system. Or this floating could be the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of the hysteria that you've just had to traverse. I don't even know. I have no idea what he was thinking, but what's clear is that after making this, something lodges itself in his brain. He wants to do more of these really weird and experimental designs. So he stops work on this and moves on to a stream of tiny little games that go in all sorts of directions. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind.
And still November 2008. Can't walk. We can jump. It's not letting me move forward here. The past was behind her.
So try walking backwards.
Oh, there,
In
and I
this
actually
game,
just
you
did
can
it
only
as they were
walk
saying
backwards.
that. Wow, the past was behind her. Oh, and that's pretty neat. You have to... That's pretty neat. You have to guide yourself, right? I can't even move right or left. You have to guide yourself with how, like, the direction you're facing. So it's like, okay, let me look, make sure the coast is clear. This honestly could really open some doors to something horrific even. Ooh.
So it's a short and relatively minimalist
But the
experiment
future could
combining
not be
motion and
seen.
narrative. It is less advanced than the previous game, but actually it seems to be more focused, more complete. Code
Why
is trying
does
to
the
give it a
future?
unique voice rather than simply basing it on a pre-existing trope.
Ooh, why does the future keep changing? It's actually pretty cool. And I'm seriously wondering if this is a real person we're talking about here, or is Coda just maybe a symbol or something, right? For just game developers in general. Why does the future keep changing? When she stops and looks, it becomes clearer. Okay, let's go ahead and do our moonwalk. But if the future is always behind her, because the future is always behind us, right? Because we keep walking backwards. How will she find the strength, maybe to confront it? Or to face it? Ooh, to confront it! Let's go!
It's a short little thought, it
I
says
like it,
what
though.
it wants to say, and then it
Exactly.
ends. Didn't need anything more than that. Which to me is why it works, because it gets out quick. Okay, next one.
Nice. This is cool. It's like a collection of different ideas, huh? Okay, we are allowed to move wherever we want this time. Very low visibility. You are now entering what? I'm hearing it seems like it might be a scary game, possibly. That's super low visibility.
And that's it.
Now? What?
Okay, the meaning of this game won't be clear just yet. Please be patient with me for a few more games, and I promise you'll see what makes it interesting.
Patient! I'm never patient!
Oftentimes, Coda would put
Nonsense is
bizarre
nearly every
titles like
direction.
this one at the start of his games. I wish I'd known him at the time that he was making these early games. He would really only talk to me about his work as he was making it. Once he stopped work on a game, like, that was it. It was dead to him. And I don't agree with that at all, but what are you gonna do?
A lot with the sound design. It's we're moving slower
Once you've
here.
been slowed to an absolute
Yeah.
crawl, the door at the top of the stairs opens. So why, if Coda's not showing these games to anyone, why bother opening the door at all? Well, to show you, I'm modifying the game here so that when you press enter, it'll bring you back up to full speed so you can enter the door for yourself.
Okay. I just pressed enter. What the heck? You must address and rally a group of eager reporters. A stranger appears.
A room that's warm and nice and filled with little ideas for games.
Yeah, exactly. You walk around talking people down from pursuing
Coda
their
would often
hopes
tell
and
me that
dreams.
he didn't mind if people thought of him as cold or distant. He said that he knew that he was actually a vibrant and compassionate person, but that it takes time to really see that. It can be a very slow climb to get there.
See this one, you are the queen dusting your jewelry while your kingdom is destroyed. A button you press to stop the chaos. That doesn't work. Why did that room just give me some chills? Ready, set, fish. I wanted to be in there longer. Thank you so much for watching, by the way, for checking out this video. Y'all are awesome. Seems nice so far.
Well,
We
this
got
is new
here
for
a
Coda.
lever.
It's an actual puzzle.
Uh-oh.
Go ahead and see if you can solve it.
Well, we can't go back, right? We can jump. I just have to interact with this. Ta-da! Ooh. Now then. Don't know if we have like a flashlight. Uh-oh. So now, I mean, we can still open this from here, so that's good.
That solution,
we're good.
Because we're going to see this puzzle again soon. We're going to see it a
Cool.
lot.
We're going to see it a lot. So far, narration's really good. Very natural. The delivery, right? The pacing and everything, I'm digging it. So we're going to see this puzzle a lot. Well, we see it in this room right here. Looks like it. We are
So that
locked
seems to be
in.
it, right? You walk down a corridor, you solve the puzzle, you get to the end. Simple enough. All right, now I'm going to modify the game again so that when you press enter, it'll remove all of the walls from this room.
Okay. Let's go ahead. Enter. You can actually access like all of this?
How about that? There was more to it than we had any way of knowing. I actually find it funny that this game comes after the Stairs game since they essentially convey the opposite idea. So, in the Stairs game, a dull exterior concealed a rich interior. And then, in this level, a dull interior hides this fantastic outer world. Either way, I think that the point is the same, is that most of the time you don't get to know what you're missing, or even that you're missing anything. That's not your role as a player. So if your role here is not to understand, then what is it?
I mean, to just experience? If your role here is not to understand, I would say it's just to experience as the player, right? That's very cool though. Yeah, I mean, obviously as a creator, you know everything, absolutely everything. And as the gamer, we only know what we see. Let me try pressing enter here. Oh, okay. Nothing changed. So we are now exiting.
Aha. So this, combined with the entering game from earlier, tells us that Coda believes his games are connected somehow. It could even be that the Stairs game and the puzzle game are literally connected in between this and the entering game. There's a bigger picture that all of his games are meant to play a role in, some larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them. And once we have, we can step back and start to understand what exactly that bigger picture is.
Cool, man. Dude, I haven't played anything like this before. I'll tell you that. So the Great and Lovely Descent. Ooh.
Let's talk about video game development for a second. Every video game runs on what's called an engine, which determines what the game can and cannot do. So in other words, the engine is a set of tools for game development.
The Streetwise Fool.
To make all of these games, Coda is using an engine called Source. Like all engines, Source has certain things that it does well, and it has certain things that it does poorly. One of the things that it does very well is boxy linear corridors. That's why so many of Coda's games are set in these large, flat, empty rooms, is just because he's working with what the engine does well. The tools
Cool.
available to the creator shape what kinds of creative work they're going to end up making. You might consider paying attention to the architecture in Coda's games to notice how they seem to stem from an engine that's very good at producing linear, boxy corridors.
It's fun though, you know, I love some platforming. Yeah, this is great, dude. Like, they could use this to maybe teach at university and stuff, like upcoming game designers. Cool to hear about how the engines work. Definitely hear a lot about like Unity, Epic, or Unreal anyway. Right, those are a couple. Got the RE engine. What's going on here? Are you gonna lock me in? You did. Ah, there we go. It's supposed to be like a prison. Oh wow, yeah, you gonna put me in a cell? I can't even go this way. We are now locked in a cell.
Funny enough, in Coda's original design, the doors stayed shut for a full hour before letting you go.
What?
If you don't mind, I think we're gonna skip that.
How many gamers would stick around for that? 1 full hour? Jeez. 2 steps that way, dang. Oh!
This is something that he and I used to argue about a lot. You know, whether a game ought to actually be playable, whether it means anything if no one can get through it. And I would always defend that, you know, all this work goes into the game, why not make it playable and accessible? And so we just got into heated arguments over it, and there was one time that after one of these conversations, he went home, and a day or two later, he sent me a zip file entitled Playable Games that was full of hundreds of individual games, each of which was just an empty box that you walked around in and nothing else.
And there it is.
Believe me, I played every single one of those just to find out if there was like a gag hidden somewhere.
Yeah, it's like, oh, it's playable, but it has like lost its soul, you know? Yeah, at least with that, you're stuck in there for an hour. I mean, maybe there's a message in there somewhere. You have the artistic license, but you have to try to find that balance, right? That's funny. Here's your playable game. Yeah, and this is obviously like my first take, right? I'm just playing this for the first time. We're reacting to it in real time right now. But like, you can probably study this, you know? So if you guys pick up different messages and stuff, whatever you get from it, let me know down in the comments. If there are some more layers to all of this, or if it's just so certain concepts going right over my bald head, you know what I mean? And here we are with
It's
the puzzle.
again.
Yeah,
with the
look at
exact
that.
same solution as the last time.
Open it up, right? Close it, walk through, we're fine. And just pull this lever, open the new
There's
door.
still no clear indication of what makes this puzzle so special that Coda is going to return to it over and over. But I promise I'll share with you my interpretation very shortly.
It has nothing to do with like maybe it's like a load screen in disguise or something. It's technically loading the rest of the level. I know sometimes they'll do that for like elevators in games. They did that with like Dead Space, I'm pretty sure. Let's go ahead and just like look out this window here. Okay. Another long corridor. Here we are. Listen, listen, listen. Speak. You there, did you come up
begins using a kind
from
of
up above?
dialogue system that he fashioned out of the engine's chat capabilities. Use the 1, 2, 3 buttons on your keyboard to respond.
Fun. So it says, you there, did you come from up above? What was up there? We can say, yes, there was a world stamped with whiteness. Yes, there was an enormous prison I spent hours in. Yes, there were these floating colored blocks. Let's go ahead and say we were in a prison for a little bit, and now they're listening, right? And I wonder if this is a real thing, if you're like messing around with an engine. Is this like listen box a way for that NPC to know like, hey, you're not talking, right? It just has like the code in there to be listening. Let's go ahead and do number 2. Yes, we spent hours in a prison. There it is, the change. That's the world above? You've been there. Now, this is important. Did you have to get through a puzzle with 2 doors and switches? Ah, so this is the real explanation. Yes, I did. This is our first option. That was literally the last thing I did before coming here. Number 2, it would be, no, I don't remember having to go through any puzzle. And number 3 would be, I'd prefer not to tell you, after all, we just met. And that is like interesting. Can we, like, this is so fucking, it's like, can we even trust them, right? I mean, they seem nice enough, right? Let me go ahead and just try being honest. Yes, I did go through that. Again, perfect. Now please, tell us how you solved it. Tell us the solution. Tell us how to get to the other side. Number 1, I don't remember how I solved it. I'm trying to remember, but I can't. Number 2, I didn't solve it. Someone else let me in. Number 3, trust me, you don't want to go over there. And we just told them that we spent hours in a prison up above, and they're like, yeah, I want to go to that place. How bad is it here? I mean, look. We might all just be trapped here together no matter what. I'm going to go ahead and say that someone else solved it for us, right? Let's say that. Then we can hunt this person together, or that means we are off the hook, at least. Number 2, I didn't solve it. Someone else let me in. You didn't solve it, so you have learned nothing. You cannot help us escape this prison. You are not the one I need. Surely, there will be someone else. Ooh, that was cool. You listen to me, buddy. Oh, we can't go up there. What do you all have on there, though? I'm seeing 2 books. All right. They were just that way. Oh man, it's all like blending together. Yeah, they closed the door behind us. Ah, interesting. It resets. We answered incorrectly. Hello, how did you get here, right? So, was there a puzzle you had to pass through? Yes. Do you want to know how I solved it? We're totally somebody else, right? Throw on a mustache, maybe some glasses. That's not Clark. It's Superman. Totally different person. So I'm going to say, no, I've been right here this entire time. That's our second option. Or we could say, yes, do you want to know how you solve it? Let me just kind of pull their leg a little bit. Say, no, I've been here this entire time. I don't think they're going to like that. I think we're going to reset, but that's okay. I suggest you go and see the puzzle sometime. It's not meant to be solved, but you can sit in the black space in the middle. Now we can answer, what happens if I solve it? Why would I sit in the black space? Who are you? How am I so invested in this? I want to know who the heck you are, but I also want to know what the heck happens if I sit there. But let me ask, who are you? Who are you? Just go hang out there in the blackness for a bit. You may not like it at first, but it will grow on you eventually. And now we are left to our own devices. Is that what we're actually going to do? Is just return to that room?
And so we make one last descent down to the final floor of the level.
This was cool. Honestly. Completely different.
It's a lamppost. Okay, I can't tell you quite why, but for some reason Coda fixates on this lamppost. It's going to appear at the end of every single one of his games from here on out. I'll tell you what I think. I think that up to this point, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose, and maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long. Because now he wants something to hold on to. He wants a reference point. He wants the work to be leading to something. He wants a destination, which is what this lamppost is. It's a destination. We're going to see it in the work as well. His games are just going to become a lot more cohesive, a lot more fully developed, with more of a clear idea behind them. And as we go, that idea will get clearer and clearer.
That's
and
cool.
clearer.
It was definitely a lot of abstract in there for sure, but it's going to be so awesome to see how does time change things, right? You just get better and better at something the more you do it. So now this is April in 2009. This game is connected to the internet. As you walk around, you can leave notes. All notes you see are left by other players. Okay, we do have a note here, and this is like 2009. Let's say this is, nice room, not. 2009, this is like, what, Batman Arkham Asylum time? Maybe Demon Souls was around there? Like, this is just the first game I think about is the Demon Souls leaving notes in a way. I don't know if that was 2009. Back on the PS3. This is that generation.
First off, I'm sure you can deduce this, but this game is not connected to the internet. All of the notes that you're gonna see have been written by Coda.
Yeah.
This was actually the first game of his that I ever played. This was shortly after I met him at a weekend game jam in Sacramento, where I grew up. I saw him working on this very level, and it was just so different from anything that anyone else was doing. So right away I was like, I have to be friends with this person. In retrospect, I think I was probably a bit too pushy trying to get his attention. I was over-enthusiastic. But he was very gracious about it and very patient with me. And I cooled off eventually.
Can you guys hear me? Yeah, a ton of notes. So funny though that they made all of them. He made all of these right here. So reasonable.
Feel free to skip over any of these notes if they're not doing anything for you. Nothing extra is going to happen if you read all of them. Either way, to me they convey a sense of loneliness. I see this person who's filled with thoughts and feelings and beliefs and has no way to express them except as scattered and unheard voices in a game that wasn't meant to be played.
And it's a form of expression, right?
But it's ironic, isn't it? That in playing this game and seeing how alone Coda often felt, that we get to know him better and actually kind of connect with him. And I have to be honest with you, this idea is really seductive to me. That I could just play someone's game and see the voices in their head and get to know them better and have to do less of the messy in-person socializing. I could just get to know you through your work. I think this is why I always liked Coda's games so much, is because it felt like they let me have that connection. I felt as though he was inviting me personally into his world.
Hey, I can type here. I'd rather be doing literally anything other than playing this. The guy over there wrote much wrong. I like this one right here. Check this out. In a world full of notes, one man will read all of them. This summer, you will believe blue speech bubbles can talk. Wow. We're running out of space. Yeah, soon it will suffocate. Cool cavern, bro. I really went and read every single one, huh? I just saw a flying penguin. Let me tell you, it was the most majestic thing I have ever seen. I don't feel like living because nothing will ever be as majestic as that. I never want to see again if nothing will ever be that beautiful again. I am crying now and plan on ripping my eyes out. I must go do that. I must now go do that. Jeez, that was a heavy one, man. I mean, it's a lot, and it's like, you know, with this kind of a thing, it kind of, you know, makes you realize that, especially this right here, right? The developer would write every single thing, and if he never meant for anybody to see any of this stuff, then this is just like, it's like a journal, right? It's like an escape in a way, and some of it's lighthearted, some of it's gonna be heavy. That's how life is, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's interesting, especially for like this time period. You know that everything is going to be written by a person, and like nowadays you have all that AI stuff, which is just a whole different thing, right? But so what? What is this cavern here? Boring. It's like, are we just criticizing our work here? I can assure you, guaranteed, that there is an acorn somewhere here in this place, and the sailors are looking for it. And so is Scrat, looking for that acorn. Wonder if you can drop down. Hey guys, just looking for someone to talk with. Nah, but these are also supposed to be just a bunch of different people, right? I refuse to believe. Ah, okay. You gotta go to the restroom? Yo, go, what are you doing? What are you waiting for, my permission? Recognize me, please. Oh, okay, maybe they are waiting for my permission. Go use the restroom! And you too, if you need to use it. There's nothing here, go back. Don't listen to that guy, he's a liar! Honestly though, cool ideas. You know, like you're walking through somewhere in a game and you're just reading like little snippets of stuff like that, or if they're just little characters and they each have one little line, and I think it's pretty fun. You know, the idea is cool and stuff too. And then it's like, how do you want to deliver that, right? And it's like the look is so important, the theme, all of that adds so much to it, right? But I like this, I think it could be, I like the idea. You get a free t-shirt! We gotta get to the other side. Door, why you so? Come on, door. Door, how open? Oh, open sesame, did that not work? Maybe there's a key hidden somewhere. Makes game, includes door, cannot open door. Thanks a lot. 1-star review. Great! Someday I will meet the person who made this. I help people because of the internal good feeling I get. That is why you are a hero. New room, woo! This is amazing! Do you hear the chimes? They keep you going, don't they? I would like very much to be desired. I appreciate ya. It's not very crowded here. Scared of writing something, don't want to feel judged. I hear that. Hey, someone once told me, the day you stop caring about what people think of you is the day you start living your life. No joke. Welcome, congratulations. I don't really know where to go with this, but I like it. I like it. I like where you went with that. Even by saying I don't know where to go with this, is that you are going somewhere even just by saying that, and I like it. You can go in here, I think, maybe. Don't even bother. A game where you leave notes and suddenly everyone's a poet. Exactly. Everyone is, right? Yeah, exactly right. That's where you get off right there. Jeez Louise. I am compelled. I failed to write anything here. You know what? You get a participation trophy from someone, I'm sure. Stop, turn back. Proceeding further will only result in misery. Oh, it's pretty. There's a lot of misery the other way too, buddy. There's a door you can't even open. So take my hand, let's jump together. I'm actually curious if I could make that jump, but I need to go see this painting. Cabbage shapes our nation. My cabbages! What is that painting? It looks like a Splatoon match. I think that's just a live stream of a Splatoon match. It looks like maybe blue is winning? It does not matter if you ever get it over there, it doesn't matter? What? Hey, don't talk about me that way. Oh, sorry. Very good game. Cool. What else we got? I think I'm this. I think I'm this is not going anywhere. Honestly, the grammar and the spelling is much better than anything I could pull off. Next time I will do better. I need someone to talk to. This is a note? No, this is Patrick. Don't listen to the other notes. There's like I don't know, it's giving me some like dark matter vibes for some reason. I'm not safe. Jeez. Alright, here we are. Today I learned you cannot fall off? For real? Oh, they weren't lying, you can't fall off. There's an invisible wall here. So you could never jump over there, probably. I saw a person walking down there. Now it won't come back. What the heck? Alright, what's everyone doing here? Sounds like we've got some whispers. It's about how this game is pretentious and you all are terrible. That's what this art is, huh? Who are you people? Everybody, stop pretending you are other people. It's all just one. Spoilers, it doesn't mean anything. What? Guys, are you telling me the banana taped to a wall doesn't mean anything as well? Cabbage shapes our nation? You're here as well? Or are you the same person? I think it's about how things look messy from up close and perfect from far away. Oh, let me see here. Help, I'm trying to speak. You got this, all right? We're all rooting for you. Hey guys, what's up? We just hanging out. Nothing too crazy. Art. Art. Ah, stunning. Oh no, I think Splatoon. I think I was onto something with that one. Stop faking it. What does the painting mean, everyone? Whoever made this has an issue? What do you guys get when you look at this painting? Very interesting. The longer you stare at it, the more is revealed. I think that this one that I haven't read yet hit it right on the nose, though. This is perfect, right? This person's understanding. They know this painting. What are they going to say? I have no idea. Let's find out together. From up here, it just looks like dots. Brilliant! You genius! You're totally right! It looks like dots. This reminds me of when I went to go see Avengers Infinity War in theaters, opening night. I was so pumped to see that movie. I had to see it opening night. I got the very front row. It was a 3D movie, so you're wearing glasses. You're looking up like this. It was so warped. It was terrible. You know what I mean? Like breaking your neck to watch this film. Oh, it was so terrible, but so awesome. For real. One of my favorite films in the MCU. But yeah, I'll never forget that. It was so funny. Alright. We read like all of them. He was himself the most horrible creature he could imagine. He was the most horrible creature he could imagine, huh? Maybe I'll feel real someday. Well, I'm here now. We're happy you're here. Yeah, we're all here now. Everyone's present? Bueller? There must be a reason for it, though. Dude, I really read all of them. Ah, there's a secret. You beat the game, congratulations. Dude, there's so many. What the heck?
At the end of this level,
room?
we're going to see the puzzle again. And here, I'll tell you what I think the puzzle means. Each of these games represents an idea that was on Coda's mind at the time that he was making it. And the puzzle is a way of closing the door on a previous chapter of his life before moving on to the next one.
Okay, we're having more whispers here. Become one with the spiraling nonsense. Just heard someone cough. The heck?
In each of his games,
someone just cleared
after
their throat.
exploring a theme that, he might find difficult, Coda can then place this puzzle that he knows has a reliable solution, he understands exactly how it works, and so it gives him a simple mechanism for moving on.
Okay. Does this puzzle have a solution? Nobody knows. You've been here for an hour? Dang, what are you supposed to do? Help! Help! Oh, everyone's losing it. This doesn't make any sense. The second door won't open. Oh no, how do you solve it? Developers, answer, please. Answer, we want the answer. Oh no, has anyone tried this yet?
Because there's this dark area between the doors, a space between spaces, before you move on, you get to pause. Just for a moment, a few seconds to reflect on and let go of the events that led you here. To step back and connect the pieces together. To grasp at that elusive bigger picture.
That's interesting. That actually makes me think of, I think it was Sekiro, where the creator or someone who worked on it was saying that they wanted a loading screen after you died, instead of just bringing you right back into the game. So then it would actually force the player to just take a moment and think about like how they just got defeated, you know what I mean? And I thought that was so pretty brilliant. Which is so funny because then there are certain games where I do love that instant, like Celeste, like boom, you're dead, you just teleport right back, right? You just make one mistake and you're right back. It's like instant. And you enter like a different kind of state. It's more of like a hypnotic kind of state. But I get that. Okay, so it wasn't the loading screen. It was... You got to take a moment to kind of say goodbye, goodbye, good luck trying to solve this puzzle someday. There we are. See you later. Oh, we're fine. Are these typewriters? I don't know. You tell me. Ah, we have the light again. Sorry I'm late. Are you there? Please say something. It could be anything. I just need you to say something. Talk to me, please. Why are you having so much difficulty talking? Speak! June 2009. So this is from May to June 2009.
Okay, this one is tough. It's gonna kind of just spin its own wheels for a few minutes. Hang with it.
Okay. All right, possibly a well over there. It's building up with music. Just heard something move. Oh, the door. Okay. We're gonna be building like layers on this song right here. I feel like it's about to drop. The secret code word for this video is going to be light, by the way, if you happen to be watching this part, in honor of those light poles. Leave that down in the comments or like use a light emoji or something, and let's see where the heck this is going. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Okay, now we're officially in the well.
This is it, the whole game. And there's nothing that's particularly interesting about it. You just walk to the end of a hallway. Except, for some reason, Coda gets really fixated on this prison that has all of this modern furniture. And I don't know why, but he decides he needs to revisit this prison. He's gonna start over, use the same assets, turn it into something else. Okay, cool. Here's version 2.
Okay, we're going to see how it actually evolves. And of course, that was giving me Dark Knight Rises a little bit of vibe there. So what furniture ought to go in the center of the room? How about a TV with a surround bar, a refrigerator? Let's go ahead and put a giant hole in the ground. Let's do that. Put a giant hole in the ground. Okay, now what about along the wall of the room? Let's put a huge picture of a horse. I'd really like a washing machine, 10 stoves lined up against the wall. Let's go ahead and put a picture of a horse there. Okay, so it's like literally we have no control no matter what we choose, right? I think we should light up this room. Yeah, that's what they're saying a little bit, but it's really like whatever we say doesn't even matter. We could say, though, a skylight, full ceiling window, let's open this baby up, or we can do, I'm thinking 10 by 12 recessed electric 6-inch soft LED ceiling lights with a fluorescent trim. Of course, can't ever go wrong with that. And number 3, we'll put live Tesla coils in the corner. Yeah, let's go ahead and go for a skylight. Even though it won't be that. It's just gonna be a nice, the Pixar lamp is all grown up. And a table, you need a table, I really do. Who are you? Where exactly are you doing this from, we can say. Or we can say, I'm pretty sure none of my choices are making any differences. Might be onto something. We can also say tables were invented in 1935. I always thought it was 1936. But let me go ahead and say, our choices aren't making a difference, right? They're not even going to address it, I bet. Now we have a table. Just like that.
There's a bit more to this one, but still it's not really communicating anything. It's kind of just weird for weirdness' sake.
Oh, it's like a maze, I see. Another maze, huh?
So okay, he throws it out and starts over. This time he comes at the prison idea from a different direction.
Okay, hello, please walk forward. This guide will enable you to escape any prison environment. So first click on the table, okay? Good, go over to the photo frame and click to turn it slightly. Yeah, let's fix that. Awesome, now turn the floor lamp in this room off. Then go turn it back on. Oh, it's not working. We got to turn it off and on again, huh? Here we are. Woo, I can't even keep clicking it. Now go to the left side sofa. Move it over a little bit. All right, right and left. Nice. Finally, touch the shelves. That's it. In a real prison, the escape will now open. Return to the start to be taken back to your prison. Okay, we just have to go right back to our prison right over there. Try interacting with everything else here. Like this. Nope, we are meant to go right back. Return! Return the slab, or suffer the consequences! Does anybody know that reference? Gave me nightmares as a kid.
And of course, now the table is gone and you can't begin the chain of events to escape. Here's a version where there are no bars, but you can't actually get to the well. And then a version where the inside of the prison is the outside and the outside is the inside. Let me just blink you real quick through a few more of these. I mean, he really unloaded on this prison idea. There's nearly a dozen of them. Personally, I think it's awful to watch this, to see a person basically unraveling through their work. And for what? Like, at what point do you just go, maybe there are game ideas other than this prison that I could be working on? But Coda doesn't have that voice telling you to stop, that particular mechanism of defense against yourself. Without it, you just spiral. And so he keeps going and going and going and going and going, and then he hits on something. And he likes it. And that's it. He's done. He stops making prisons. This is the very last version of the prison game that he created. And the reason I think it works is that the prison is not actually in it.
See, this is so interesting. What the heck? And there it's like you're kind of a prisoner to this idea, right? In a way. You can't escape it. But let me see how this is going here. Prison won't even be in it. We know that this is the destination, is the lamp post. So far, pretty straightforward. There's no way this can be it, though. Unless it's just literally him, just, I'm done, you know? That's why there is no prison in this one. You just make it to the destination, and the prison isn't in it. But in a way, it's about him letting go of the prison? Nope. We're gonna be trapped in the phone booth like Colin Farrell in that one movie. Hello. Ooh, who is this? This is pretty cool. Hey, it's me. I'm you from after you escaped the prison. Ooh, cool. You're me? So you were trapped in this prison too. Now we can say, yup, I was in the furniture maze.
And so this is what Coda wants, is to be able to talk to someone, to share what's on his mind, and to get some good advice from someone who knows. But the irony is that even in this scenario, you're still talking to yourself. You know, all of these games so far are Coda talking to himself.
So we can answer, yep, I was in the furniture maze. Yep, I was in the escape tutorial. Yep, I was in the reverse prison. Let's go with that. Reverse prison. That's where I am right now. Oh, I'm so glad to know that I get out eventually. What's it like to escape? And now we can say, actually, I'm already forgetting what being in prison was like. It's strange, but in a way, I kind of miss being in the prison. We could say that. Or we can say it feels like being completely still and wildly in motion at the same time. Honestly, what's it like to escape? I definitely don't miss being in the prison. In a way, I do already forget what the prison was like, but let's just say, hey, it feels like being still and wildly in motion at the same time. Covers like all the bases, I think. Do you feel any different? Sometimes I'm scared I'll get out and then things will be exactly the same as before. Yeah, very, very interesting, right? Let's see, we can either say, no, I'm really the same person, because we are, right? We are the same person in a way. And it actually does change. I don't feel like the same person at all. Like, you don't feel at all like the same person? I don't know. Well, I guess we have to deal in absolutes here. I'm really the same person as I was back then. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't want to like crush this person's thing. Like the one thing that's driving them, right? It's like, hey, when you make it to this place, you know, oh, you're still not going to be happy unless you find a way to be happy right now. I'm going to say it does change, everyone. The whole situation does feel different. It's a lot more open here. I do think in that sense it is better. It is freeing, right? You are essentially free if you're not in the prison anymore. So Yeah. Oh, good. That's so nice to hear. That makes me feel really happy. Age just kind of does that, you know? Dude, honestly, I respect that for sure, that line. I'm still me, but I'm not somehow. It's hard to describe. Remember to enjoy being who you are right now. It won't last. Dude, heck yeah, every moment is, I know it's such a, you know, roll your eyes cliche, but it really is, dude. Every moment we're here is a blessing. Remember to enjoy being who you are right now, because every moment is fleeting, right? I'm still me, but I'm not somehow. It's hard to describe. Age just kind of does that, you know? I'm just gonna say, remember to enjoy being who you are right now, because it won't last. Just enjoy it. Wait, if you're me, then did you get a call from another version of you when you were trapped? You know, that's like, yeah, it's so true, right? If everything, oh, we're getting really confused right now with time travel. No, I think I'm the first person to call back. Yes, I did get a call. That's how I escaped. No, I didn't get a call. So I'm gonna say no. Then can you tell me how to get out? Maybe I can come find you. What do I have to do? To get out, all you have to do is be sincere. To get out, you need to tell me how you feel right now. To get out, just talk with me for a bit. Just have a little bit of a conversation. Wow, and this is like him talking to himself, right? As like the creator here. Just to get out of that, man. It definitely helps. Definitely helps to not just keep it bottled up, you know? To get out, all you have to do is be sincere. To get out, you need to tell me how you feel right now. To get out, just talk with me for a bit. Let's just talk, you know? No pressure. Just let go. Let's just talk. See where it goes. What? Uh-oh. That will free me? How does that work? Listen, you can't know until you're out, but I promise it'll work. Just talk to me. It will make sense. I am not a professional, everyone. I don't know if I'm even answering this right. I just know that I'm here for them no matter what. So it will make sense. Just talk. Just talk to me. Let's just talk. Okay, I can talk. Let's just talk for a bit. Will you be here? Yeah. I'll be here for as long as you need me. All right. There we go. We're good. Absolutely. This is really good, man. Dude, this whole experience right here, I'm so invested in it. Who would have thunk, right? When we were just running through all the previous levels, and now this one is actually, it's making me feel, you know, it's making me feel. I love it. I will be here as long as you need, my friend. And here I am, just eagerly waiting to read their next message.
I can see why he considers this a fitting conclusion to the prison games. After all of the obsession and frustration, just to be told by someone you can trust that things are going to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Absolutely. I love that. I love that, man.
So what would it look like if Coda wanted to make a game about talking to someone other than himself?
Interesting. Ooh, nice. What did it say? This was August? That was cool, man.
To me, this environment is meant to represent Coda's puzzle, with the two doors on either side and a dark transitional space between.
That was cool, though. I like that last one. I like the idea of even just being in a phone booth and all that. And I always love the idea of even movies just taking place in one setting, right? And it's like, how can you make that interesting? Just something so simple, but the audience is very engaged. I was there. That was awesome. Even though, it's short. Now, could you make the phone booth experience thrilling or engaging for an hour? Who knows? But I was definitely immersed there for like 10 minutes or so, however short that was. All right, so this is the puzzle returning in a way. We've got this door here. We're invited to this dinner or something. Well, my goodness, I'm glad as all heck that you showed up.
You'll notice that the quality of the art is a step up from previous games, including this new and improved chat system, which he started using from this point on. From here on out, he begins putting much more effort into the visual polish of his work, and this particular game took 2 months to create as a result.
I'm excited to experience this, if this is like what 2 months would look like. This is nice. I hope this music isn't copyrighted. The note says, well, my goodness, I'm glad as all heck that you showed up. Thought I might be having to clean this entire house all by myself. And right miserable that would have been. Everyone knows lonesome hands make lousy homes. And we can say, don't worry about me, a place this nice, I'll be glad to stay here all night. And lousy homes make home loners. Are we cleaning this whole place? I just kind of wanted to look around here. We've got some pillows, got the spilled glass. Yeah, it is a little bit of a mess, isn't it? It's just like a tiny bit, honestly. We got dirty dishes here. Oh, was it pasta tonight? So don't worry about me, a place this nice, I'll be glad to stay here all night. Let's say that. We'll be here all night. Well, now you just might be getting a little ahead of yourself, no? Why don't we start cleaning and then you decide whether you could do it all night? I'll finish up here. In the meantime, could you please clear the table? There it is. If only it was that easy in real life, huh? Now, much nicer. That's the table I want to see. Now, would you please run into the bedroom and make the bed? Would you kindly go make the bed? Yes, I think I will then. Where's the bedroom? Right over here? Oh, very nice. Can I clean the rug or readjust it? Nah, but this is a nice bed you got here, my friend. Ooh, very nice view too. Though I would be a little bit of afraid, you know? In a way. Seems a little bit like a horror film setting where you don't have any curtains or anything like that. You know, just huge windows. How are you gonna sleep in the morning if you ever get the chance? I always love looking at all the books and games. I actually don't think I've read that one. All the little details matter. So while you're in there, why don't you straighten up that rug? Okay, yeah. Let's go ahead and straighten up this rug. I tried when I first walked in. Do you enjoy being a house cleaner, we can say. We can ask, how do you end up doing this job? Or we can ask, it's been a long time since I've seen a house this messy. Let's ask, do they enjoy being a house cleaner? Well, I don't enjoy it as much as I need it. While I'm working, I feel a kind of calm that rests in the pit of my rib cage. My soul just can't be soothed any other way, it seems, which I guess is about all that matters. Oh, that and a tidy couch. Would you straighten the pillows on the sofa out? Yeah, out here. You got it, my friend. Let's go get this. I like it. You know, when everything is clean though, no joke, it just feels better, right? Even the process of cleaning dishes, I know it's not fun. Just cleaning with my hands, right? Just cleaning some dishes, whatever it is. It always feels okay. Like, I enjoy the process. I enjoy even just like mowing the lawn and stuff. I'm dripping sweat sometimes. I've got like a push mower, you know. But it's just, when you even just something like cleaning, you just see the progress that you're doing as you're doing it. And you're actually doing something, right? It's getting a little bit of, I don't know, some kind of action, and I like it. Oh dear, looks like someone spilled a drink over by the couch. Maybe mop that up as long as you're over. Yeah, as we're over there. Is the crowd gonna start cheering like we're in SpongeBob as soon as we mop up something? Let's go ahead and clean the spill. There we are. This looks really good. I mean, to think where we started with that first Counter-Strike. I feel compelled to share an incredibly cheesy personal insight. You okay with that? Make it especially cheesy. Yeah, I'll try to get by. Do you absolutely have to? Yo, I love puns. I am that guy. Make it especially cheesy, please. Just a bunch of dots so far, pausing. No. No, it was stupid. Sorry, never mind. I want to hear it. Tell me. Oh, darn it. What the heck? You can't tease me like that. Hey, these dishes need to be washed. Why don't you come do that? I refuse to until you tell me the cheesy pun. What was it going to be? I mean, one of my favorite jokes ever, I read on a popsicle stick like 10 years ago. What do mice eat on their birthday? Cheesecake. Read that on a popsicle stick. I still remember. You're telling me that isn't cheesy? Come on! Ah, it's all clean now. Now then, last I checked, the tub needs a cleaning, yeah. How about you scrub it down as best you can? No need to be perfect. We're all just human. This has been excellent teamwork. I love the way you're supervising. It's really nice. I don't want any money as a reward. I just want the one cheesy joke, please. Cleaning a stranger's bathtub. Now that, what joy. Let's go ahead and scrub the tub. Are there still books scattered on the floor of the bedroom? If so, would you put them back on the shelf? Yeah, you know what? You could have asked me when I was already in there, but that's okay, right? That's totally fine. It's like we're playing Mario Kart. We're just doing laps around this house. So organized. Perfect. Now then, how about you come and clear these dishes off the table?
After the intense set of prison games, this house cleaning level almost feels like cleansing. It's the moment after a particularly difficult or traumatic experience where you just need to let it sit and digest inside of you, and eventually cohere into something meaningful.
Nice. House cleaning is so difficult. How do you do it? Are all houses this easy to clean? Do these chores ever end? I want to know the game's response to all of this. But I do like this, obviously, like I'm joking around and stuff, but if this is supposed to be from a designer's standpoint and it's just them, like it's a cleanse for them. How cool is that, right? To use video games, like if you're that talented, you can make video games. And for me, my expression is music. Like I love playing piano. I've got a piano in this room, just like a keyboard, electric keyboard. I'm not good, never had any lessons or anything, but just sit down, just start making some music. For me, that's like a way to just express myself, to be free, and it's so cool. Like if you can make video games, I never even really thought about that. You can use games as an escape to just create, and you're just creating it for yourself, right? So awesome. People are so talented. If you want to share down below something that you use for release, let me know down in the comments. But yeah, I've always loved like just playing piano. It used to be drawing for me growing up. I used to draw a lot. I don't really much anymore. I would like to, but I haven't done it in a while. Let's go ahead and say, are all houses this easy to clean? Do these chores ever end? I'm really torn between 1 and 3. I think I'm the most curious, right? So house cleaning is so difficult. How do you do it? How do you do it? How do you do it, my friend? That's what I want to ask. House cleaning is so difficult. How do you do it? Darling, let me tell you something. Your house is only as difficult to clean as you are. If you're finding the work hard, maybe you have a bit of housekeeping to do before you come to work. And here I go with another lecture.
Really like this game.
Of course I would.
Of all of his work, actually, this was the only one that he called me up to ask me to come over and look at it. This was during a period of a few months where he was like grossly happy all the time. Just walked around with a constant smile on his face.
Nice. This is it is relaxing with this music too, right? So don't worry about all that nonsense. For now, just smooth out the rug in the bedroom. I love though that your house is only as difficult to clean as you are, because like who makes a mess in a house? Like, the house can get like, it'll get like dirty on its own if you don't take care of it. But also I can make this room way messier than it has any reason being, right? That's fun. That was a great answer. Now I'm also curious what the rest was though, the other answers. So what we need to do now is go smooth out the rug in the bedroom again? It happened again? We gotta do this again? What the heck? Looks like the tub has gotten rather dirty. Would you mind tidying it up a little bit? Clean. Sure. There it is. I mean, I get it. The haircut, Mr. Clean. Maybe you got me mistaken. Earlier, when I said I had a really cheesy thought, I was going to say that it occurs to me that one's house is a lot like one's soul. You take care of it, and it takes care of you. Don't know why I felt so weird about saying that. When I said I had a really cheesy thought, I see. Now, when they meant I was going to say something cheesy, they actually meant like this. You know, as in like, oh, people roll their eyes at something positive, right? I was going to say that it occurs to me that one's house is a lot like one's soul. You take care of it, and it takes care of you, right? I love that. Definitely take time to just take care of yourself, right? The same way that you take care of a house. And it's like you have to make an effort. It is going to take some work. It's not always going to be sunshine and rainbows for anybody. Like, that's just that idea that anybody's living this perfect life. That is just, it's something imaginary. It doesn't exist. Everyone has their journey. They have their struggles, right? And it's like, you're going to have these high moments, you're going to have these low moments, and when your house is dirty, when you're feeling low, you know, it's just, you're going to get back. You're going to get back to the house being clean, right? Just take care of yourself. And it's going to be a process, right? Another thing about this is I had this cheesy thought, and they'd even want to share it with us because they were afraid of being judged. And I just find that so interesting because oftentimes something like this, which is positive, we are like afraid to even talk with other people about. Is people kind of brush that off sometimes. You know, they'll roll their eyes if you say something that's positive. They'll either consider it like not genuine, or it's just like, it's cheesy, right? But negativity, guys, is so amplified. It multiplies. Like, it's so easy. And we can normalize just talking bad about other people, you know what I mean, in another way as well. And it's just like, complain about this, complain about that. And like, that's normal. We don't question that. It's like, you don't say, hey, that's, like, it's bad to say, hey, this is cheesy. Oh, I don't want to hear that. That's cheesy. But let me go ahead and just talk about why this, and that are wrong, and a million different things. I always thought that was really interesting, you know? Don't know why I felt so weird about saying that. Like, dude, if you're not doing anything evil, like, bro, nothing but love. That's it. Clear as day. I got nothing against you, you know? There's nothing wrong with this. So let's see our options here. I get it. That's a weird thing to say to someone you just met. Yeah, you're right, that's pretty cheesy. But there's a bit of truth in it, no? Oh, this is great. It is, I guess, technically, right? Is it weird to say to someone you just met? Listen, man. I don't know. Is it weird to say to someone you just met, like, you live for love, you treat everyone like they're your family? You know what I'm saying? Then it's not weird. As long as you're not being evil or anything, it's like, you know, that's cool. Is it cheesy? I'm not going to say that. Is there truth in it? Absolutely. I'm going to say that. There's a bit of truth in it. No, there's a whole lot of truth in there. Anyway, so housekeeping. Let's keep doing that. Books, would you please go clean up the books? Thanks. Clean the books. Isn't clean the books like a saying for something? If you clean the books, is like doing something illegal or something like that. Would we clean up these books? We can. Organize the shelves. There it is. Nice. Oh goodness, those pillows over here on the couch are a real mess. Would you go over and straighten them up a bit?
Some peace.
Yeah, it's nice you can find your peace. Absolutely. That's all we're after, man, is a little bit of peace of mind. For real. Would you go over and straighten them up? Awesome. So question,
but,
do you enjoy
course,
this?
It can't last. The music stops, your companion is gone, it's time to leave. The door at the top of the hill is now open as well. Again, You can't stay in the dark space for too long. You just can't. You have to keep moving. It's how you stay alive.
100% agree. You can't stay in dark space for long, and then also we're like climbing, right? If this is supposed to represent something, you know, it's uphill, whatever we're working towards right now. And there it is, the light. We made it, the destination.
Which is the whole point of the puzzle doors, right? That sooner or later you have to pick up and move. I really thought that was the point of it.
I really thought that was the point of it. Now, this is September.
This one gets a bit goofy.
Items you love at members only? Is that? Why did you come here today? Was it to improve your life? Was it to get a better job? Was it to make your relationships more meaningful? No. You came here to become perfect. This workshop is going to teach you how to be perfect. I want your friends, the people in your life, to look at you and think, wow, this person is a better human being than I am. Right now, who do you think about that way in your life? Well, who do you know who is so well developed as a person that they make you feel disgusted with yourself, compared to whom you feel useless, selfish, ungrateful? I intend to make you into that person. Perfection is within your grasp. And the question is not how do we do it, but how do we do it effortlessly?
About
this
halfway
is
through
easy.
the game,
It is so
perspective
easy.
shifts.
Being perfect is effortless. And the question is not how do we do it, but how do we do it effortlessly?
And you play as the teacher.
Oh my
Suddenly,
gosh.
you discover that your teacher is just as bigoted and afraid as you are. Oh, and also you can move around the classroom now.
Oh, nice. Yeah, everyone is so afraid, right? Yeah, how you can be perfect. Dude, the first step is just realizing nobody can be perfect. So this is the key. How do I achieve it with no effort? Let me press 1. So one way to work, I told an elderly person to start contributing to society is another option. Kids should not follow their dreams. Jeez, that's number 3. I love like all the screams, the fear, the terror. This is cool though, you know? I know that they were saying there, like, oh, now the perspective just shifted and we are now seeing like that the presenter themselves are full of fear and stuff. But that's because the narrator told us. You know, I wonder, it's abstract a little bit, but I wonder if I had to decipher that myself, would I have been able to pick up on that? Or would I have been like, oh, Sargon is watching me right now? You know, it just happens so fast. Okay, and then we have the one person listening. So let's go ahead and press 1. This is the key. How do I achieve it with no effort? Well, let me tell you right now, if it isn't effortless, then it's not the right answer. I still love you. It's just that you make me feel so cold on the inside. Being alone must be awful. So 1 option is highlighted and 2 and 3 are not highlighted. So I can't press it. Oh, I did. I still love you. It's just that you make me feel cold on the inside. Ooh, interesting. Why is it that one of them are highlighted and the other 2 aren't? Thank goodness all of you perceive me as being wise and intelligent. Oh man, I love that. Again, thinking that, oh, everyone else is so perfect. No joke. I heard one time, you know, maybe it's not even on the same train of thought, but it's like I heard we work a job we don't enjoy to buy things we don't need to impress people we don't know. Right? And that's like life in a nutshell for some people. And I'm like, dang, dude. You know, you just got you gotta just live for you. You know, because again, every moment is a gift if you're enjoying it. If you're torturing yourself trying to find the right solutions for your life, you're not doing it right. Jeez, constantly. Yeah, torturing yourself to try to find the right solutions, man. Just gotta relax, bro. You're not doing it right. Drinking is not hurting my life. Thank goodness all of you perceive me as being wise and intelligent. I'm going to go ahead and say, number 1, thank goodness you all perceive me as being wise and intelligent. Is this like an internal monologue and then the yellow is what we're saying out loud? Do you understand that you won't be happy until you love me? This is for you. I know what's best for you. Seek out only one thing. What is the easiest, simplest path forward? Ew, I'm developing a cyst. Gross. Let me go ahead and just say 2 to say, speak out loud. Go for the simplest path. Haha, just kidding. Anyone want to do some ecstasy after this? Jeez, dude. There is no truth. There is no path. There is no truth. There is no path. Let's go ahead and just see what the heck. So, see what they say to that. There is no truth. There is no path. This is a very motivating speech. What if I'm not a good teacher? Do what is easiest. Do what is simplest. Feel what is true. You guys, something is coming out of the back of the room. Look out. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, you guys, something is coming out of the back of the room. Look out. What if I'm not a good teacher? Let me go ahead and say, what if I'm not a good teacher? We're worried about us not being a good teacher when this is like the vortex in the back of the room. Nothing, no one. It's coming for you. It's going to destroy you. Everyone run. Everybody run. Go, go, go. We gotta get the heck out of here.
I felt pretty hard for this one. I feel like it's one of the most relatable experiences that you can have. To assume that some other person is perfect and totally fulfilled in every way, and
100%.
completely miss all of the little flaws that make them painfully human.
That was
I think
fun.
about this game a lot these days.
January 2010 we are now going into. That was so fun. I love like the sound design, even from like the early
This one took a lot longer
projects
than
was
all
really
the
good.
others for Coda to make. It was 4 months between this and the last one. That's twice as long as it took him to make any other game before this, and it's not like it's particularly complex, so I remember I found that a little strange at the time.
And very cool. Even just like thinking about the name now, like the beginner's guide, trying to reflect on that. And we're going through like their work from the beginning. And I want to think more about that name as we keep going through. Huh, so now we're on a stage in front of everyone. Oh! Alright, the performance is beginning. Places, please. Okay. In this scene, you will be playing as me. We are at a gathering of professionals. First, you'll start out leaning against this wall right here. Good. Stay right there. The woman across the room in this chair is a professional photographer of animals. It's your dream to photograph animals professionally. This is your one chance to learn something from her, to gain something, to succeed. Go on, say something to her. Hello. Sorry, I have to leave. Where's the bathroom? Where's the bathroom? That's a great way to start it. What are you doing? What? You're deflecting. You're not saying what's actually on your mind. Stop dancing around it and have a conversation with this person. My gosh, do it again. Oh, we could use a lesson like this in life, guys. They gotta teach this in school. Just get right to it. Don't dance around it. I'm super, super scared right now. I like you. Here are all my hopes and dreams. To be honest with you, I am a little scared right now. Is that okay? No, no, no. That's not what I said to her at all. You're completely missing the tone of the conversation. I was reserved, but I knew what I wanted. I was confident. For some reason, it was just that one moment, but I was confident. Maybe it's that you need a better feel of the setting. There were a lot of people around us. I'll give you some props to work with. These cones that bounce when you touch them will represent the people nearby. Now go talk to her again. And it's almost like, I wonder if that means like, oh, there are more people now. So it's like, would you really say you're feeling super scared if there are more people in the room now instead of just the one person? And then these people, you bounce off it. That's fun. It's like, hey! Just bounce off everyone else. It's like, what? Do they not want anything to do with us? So they represent people. Wise, happy. Hello there. So we have to say, you must have worked really hard to get where you are. I'll bet you've learned to lean into the pain. Wow, we can actually say, I'll bet you've learned to lean into the pain, or what are some sacrifices you've had to make? Interesting. All three really interesting. I'm kind of curious, what are some sacrifices you've had to make? Is that is this too deep here or no? You're messing it up. Oh my gosh, you'll freak around if the conversation gets that personal that quickly. I mean, that's true. I'm failing, guys. Do you not realize how important this was for me? I'll never get another opportunity like this again. Everything's something. I didn't get to read that last one. I want to try something. Try stepping back from the stage. That was cool. I like that one. Dude, this is like been pretty darn cool. I don't know, I'm getting like A24 vibes for like a collection of video games, you know, of experiences. Super artistic. Am I supposed to go down this? Ooh. Oh, you just want to lock me out. You want nothing to do with me. Oh yes, yeah, now this is working. This is what I like.
Premonition of what's going to happen next in Coda's life. The solution to social anxiety, to fears of having to perform and having to chase success, the answer for Coda is to withdraw, to hide himself away. Which is what leads to scenarios like the stairs that slowed you down several games ago, where it just becomes harder and harder to access Coda's inner landscape because he keeps retreating. He just keeps backing away from possible connections to anyone other than himself. And to be honest, I didn't consider it very healthy when I first played this game. You know, it looked to me like he was trying to justify the idea of just disconnecting yourself from the world. And that wasn't what I wanted for him or for his games. Because I feel like a lot of his games are inviting me to connect with this person, to bring him closer. But what can you do? After this, Coda went off and took another 5 months to make a new game.
Wow. Wow, man. This has been crazy. Mobius trip. To play this game properly, you must keep your eyes closed. Oh, for real, guys? Am I gonna keep my eyes closed for this one? I'm going to follow along, but let me drink some water. Okay. All right, everybody, wish me luck. Here we go. Let's close our eyes. 3, 2, 1. I just clicked. It's like imagination. Wow, I'm actually closing my eyes too. It sounds heroic. Sounds pretty darn heroic, everyone. Are they getting ready for a battle or something? I feel like there is something on the screen because I can feel the light going, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's definitely lighting up my face. Now the music just cut off. And we just reset the loop. You have to open your eyes for this. You have to.
You should probably open your eyes if you haven't already. It's pretty much impossible to solve otherwise. And there is a solution, by the way.
So why, though? So why would you try to say, like, you have to close your eyes for this one? Can you do something? Can you fix this? No, I have no idea where we are. We're all blind. Or we just keep crashing. Maybe and it just resets. Okay. Help, I can't see anything. Ooh, Whisper. SS Whisper again. Help, I'm blind. What's going on? 3. What is going on? Is anyone gonna say something? Someone help me. Let me go ahead and go down here. Please don't let this be forever. There was a giant door. We've got research. We're gonna crash into it again. We're going to crash, aren't we? I'm gonna get to the escape pod. I'm leaving you all behind. Is that what's happening? Dang. What's going on? I can't see anything. But yeah, it sounds like we might just be leaving everyone behind unless we can destroy this thing. There's no way. The only way to stop it is to speak something that is honest. I am bursting with creative energy. I can't keep making these. My work is always fun. I'm bursting with creative energy. No, that isn't truthful. Okay, let's try this again. Is it going to be like we have to be honest? As in, like, what? I can't keep making these? Like, I can't keep working on this. Okay, we gotta say something honest. I can't keep making these. My work is always fun. Let's try my work is always fun, but no, obviously not, right? It's not always gonna be sunshine and rainbows. Oh, that was it? You're not going to let me reset? Well, I can't keep making these, everyone. Dun, dun, dun. I can't see anything. Okay, let's try this
let me
again.
explain how you're supposed to
I know,
do
I
this.
understand,
On
dude.
either side of the room are elevators, which
Here
go
we
up
go.
to an upper level. You have
I
to
can't
go
keep
up,
making
walk
these.
over to the person who's
That's
standing
it, that's
there,
the truth.
and then select dialogue option
I just
number
did.
2.
I just did. See, I don't feel it anymore.
Like I said,
I'm
I
out
was
of
getting
ideas.
concerned. First off,
It's draining
he's never
me.
been this explicit in his work
hard,
about
man.
exactly what he's thinking. So where's that coming from? But then even weirder, his work has potentially stopped being an outlet for him.
Exactly.
Not like he's
outlets.
having trouble iterating on ideas, but he literally just can't think of new ideas anymore. And in person, he was being a lot more distant than usual. Like, you know how sometimes a person will just deflect anything that you say in order to keep themselves disconnected all the time? It was that kind of thing. Here was the point in my relationship with Coda where I really started to wonder if he needed my help in some way.
Yeah. You know, it's hard, man. It's hard. Especially, you know, it's terrible. It happens, you know, it's so common. And then also when you really care about the person, it's tough, man. It's tough to be in those shoes, and then it's tough to be, you know, like the narrator's perspective as well, right? I'm out of ideas and trying to wrestle with something that you're so passionate about, and it's really personal, right? It's draining me. I don't feel it anymore. I don't feel it anymore. Keep going, keep talking, just release. Is that what you want me to do? I haven't been honest. I can't figure out how to say the thing, which is true, man. Words are hard sometimes, for real. Trying to just express how you feel? Are you kidding me? It's really tough sometimes. I thought it was going to be easy. I don't even know, man. I thought it was going to be easy. I don't know, maybe. But the thing is, we're in the shoes of the creator, right? I thought it was going to be easy. I haven't been honest. I can't figure out how to say the thing. Let me just say that. I don't know how to say it. You're doing it, though. It's working. It's actually working right now. So, like, every time we say something, is the actual object also being pushed back? I'm alone. I'm stuck in it. I have to work harder. I'm stuck. I'm just stuck right now. We're going to be okay.
His games are going to get more desperate from here on out. After this game, it's almost 6 months before he finishes something new.
December 2010. Hello? Where am I? What is this? Just say hello. Where did this island come from? How do I get out of here? Hello? Is anyone there? Hello? Is anyone there? Is that a person? How lovely. It's been a long time since I talked to anyone. Oh, we do actually have someone else here. What's wrong? You look lost. All right. I'm completely out of ideas. When I try to create, I feel empty. And this is just so perfect for anyone who's an artist, right? Has worked on creating anything. Like, I think most people can relate to this kind of a feeling too. Reaching this kind of a point. I have nothing left to give to my work. When I try to create, I feel empty. I'm completely out of ideas. Like, yo, they gotta, this is a game that you have to play if you're looking to get into game design though, especially, right? They gotta teach this at the universities. When I try to create, I feel empty. I'm completely out of ideas, dude. I'm out of ideas. That's it. Oh no! What's happened? Did something change? There was a machine that kept me going and it stopped. I'm trying to find this engine that used to protect me to start it again. There was a machine that kept me going and now it just stopped. Wait, you're looking for a machine? I think I know where it is. It isn't far. What? You have to take me to it. I need to see it to know why it stopped. Let's go ahead and say number 2. You have to take me to it. Here we are. Let's go down this way.
If the last game featured
There's a
Coda
problem.
talking explicitly about his creative frustrations, this one turns it up to 11. Now, put yourself in my shoes playing this. Here's a friend whose work is exhibiting signs of struggle, frustration, anxiety, depression, even. And yet, still, he keeps making games. He keeps throwing himself into the grinder even when he clearly doesn't have the energy for it anymore. Why? What is it for?
We're asking, you have to take me to this machine. And the voice says, I can do that, but there is a problem. It's guarded by a difficult puzzle. If you can help me solve the puzzle, we'll find the machine. Deal? And then we can say deal, deal, or number 3, it doesn't matter what I say, does it? We're going to end up there one way or another, right? Let me just say deal, though. Number 1. Perfect. Come along, I'll show it to you.
Because from my perspective at the time, and just what I knew of him, this was a result of how isolated he was. He was in his own little bubble, just sitting at his computer all day, not really showing these games to anyone, not releasing them onto the internet, and so he didn't have anyone outside of himself to connect with. He had no outlet to ground himself on.
Man, I'm really like invested, you know, emotionally and stuff too. And I'm just thinking, like, even taking a moment to just be like, wow, I was not expecting this at all. Going into this is not at all the kind of experience I was thinking it was going to be. And it's still thought-provoking for sure, you know, and I am very invested, just like I was with Stanley Parable, but it's just different, right? And yeah, I've been really enjoying it. Thanks for recommending this one, everyone. So we can say, hey, I recognize this. I've solved this puzzle before. This is easy. So here's the puzzle. What do you think? Let's say, hey, I recognize this. Oh, wonderful. Can you tell me how to do it? First, you have to close the door. First, you have to open the door. Yeah? Let's go ahead and first open the door. There it is. Okay, now what do you do? So you have to open the door first, and then you have to, let's see here, you have to close the door, right, and then walk through. Now you have to close the first door, now you have to open the first door, now you have to press the switch on the inside. So now you have to close the first door. Now we walk over. There it is. Now just close the first door. Now just open the first door. Now press the switch that is in here with us. Go ahead and press the switch. And there we are. We did it. That was so simple.
You can't talk yourself out of loneliness. It doesn't work that way. You can't be the one writing both the questions and the answers. Then there's no movement. Then there's no circulation. If all of your anxieties are being channeled into your work, then if the work ever fails, you have no backup and you're just going to crash.
I hear that. Okay, here we are. I'm completely out of ideas. That makes me think of just a line I've heard before of like just relying completely on like your work, and if the work isn't there, and it's like relying on anything, sometimes it could be even like a soulmate, right? And it's like you don't want to see anything or anyone as a crutch of like, because then if they're away, you know, you're not going to be able to, you know, you're going to be in a lot of pain pretty much. Dude, this is heavy. I'm hearing just some sobbing right now, and we have all of this writing here. Hello, is anyone there? I'm completely out of ideas. Hello? Deal. Hey, I recognize this, and it stopped. And this is like all the writing that we put on the walls ourselves, right? So, I can't believe I never solved it before, and okay, here we are. What are you talking about? There is no machine here. These are just words on some walls. Alright, these are just some words on walls. Say that. It's sad, huh? Trust me, you'll see. You have to say that your work is fun and easy. You have to say that game development is simple and joyous and that you love it 100% of the time. Sure, making games is easy. Let's see. Let's start with this. Okay, making games is simple. 1. But it wasn't true. Ah, that feels just wonderful. We're just shattering. We're breaking through all of this, right? Breaking down these walls. Why did the walls just crumble? Why did I feel so awful when I said that? Why, man, I really want to say like the answer for all of that. Why did I feel so awful when I said that? Is this supposed to be just like you have to feed yourself like just positive thoughts pretty much? You know what I mean? And that's like a start. That is like a start, right? Think of it as like the saying, you are what you eat, in a way, right? So, why did I feel so awful when I said that? Why did the walls just crumble? Let me ask why. The one that perplexes me the most is, why did I feel so awful when I said that? Let me get that. Why did I feel awful when I said that? Don't worry about it, just keep talking. Keep saying that creation is easy. When I make games, I feel completely energized. I am constantly excited and enthusiastic about my work. It is easy, it never stops being easy. Okay, when I make games, I feel completely energized, though. It is my passion. Now our world is getting larger.
It looked really unhealthy to me. I was watching him do this to himself, and I hated it. I hated seeing him so trapped. It's like, video games are not worth this amount of suffering.
Yeah. Keep on going, just never stop creating, and you'll never feel bad if you never stop creating. It's such a simple solution. Every time I make something, I feel better about myself. Let's just say, never stop creating, you'll never feel bad. That's one I chose. Oh, man. Perfect, that feels fantastic. It's rough,
and I used to get so much joy out of seeing him create. For him to suddenly become angry and frustrated like this, it was the worst thing for me.
None of this is helping. Please, where's the machine? Let me just say, none of this is helping. Patience, you have to trust me. Hold on. Hold on, guys. Wait a second. Is this... I might be completely wrong here. I might be completely wrong. Okay, but in a way, this is just reminding me, taking me back to the phone booth, where it's like, hey, just keep talking. Just keep talking to me, and it's going to get better, right? It's going to get easier. Is this supposed to be connected to that? And it's like, I promise this is going to work. Just keep saying things. I wonder if that's what it is, but that character was talking... I don't remember which prison they said they were still in. I don't know. Maybe that's not what this is here, though. So pain breezes effortlessly off me. Any sacrifices made for my work are worth it 100% of the time. Like, dude, that's just not true, dude. Like they're saying, it's just... To be so invested in anything like that? No. Nah, man. It always pays off eventually... No, bro, life is way too short. So pain breezes off me. All of this is just, you know, not true. Unfortunately, you know, pain breezes effortlessly off me. Pain breezes effortlessly off of me, huh? Yes, more. Keep saying more. Keep going.
This is what I felt at the time. I don't know how else to explain it. I wanted it to stop more than anything. I had never felt so rotten. I needed more than I had ever needed anything for this to stop.
I'm here the entire time. This is the key. No effort. This is a key. It's just a bunch of our lines. So keep going. There is no shame, no fear, no guilt. I will be saved by my work. I believe this unquestioningly. I am a vessel for certainty. Dude, I'll be saved by my work. Incredible. That's it. I'm free. I'm free. Aww.
But it didn't stop.
Jeez, that was
After
heavy.
finishing this one, Coda takes another 7 months and comes up with a new game.
The machine. Ah, the machine. This is it. Alright, there's a guard here. Man, I'm glad to see you've arrived safely. We've captured the machine. It's waiting for you now. You can begin the interrogation whenever you like. I intend to be quick. I intend to be quiet. I intend to be brutal. I intend to be quick. Oh, very good. Just be warned that someone called the press, so we might have a bit of attention on this one. Also, one more thing that you should know about the machine. It calls itself Coda. We got all the press here. Hello? Will it be punished? What can you tell us? Where is the machine now? What are going to be our next actions? I'm sorry, everyone, don't have time for this right now. So we finally meet Coda, the machine. You stopped.
And of course, it's the machine.
And we get to talk to it. You stopped, right? You stopped. You stopped feeding us. Your work was keeping us alive. Your work was keeping us healthy. Let's go ahead and say your work was keeping us healthy. Those people out there, can you imagine what pain you've put them through? It was only because of your creations that any of us could make it through every day. How could we possibly go back to trusting you to do this job? How can we possibly go back to trusting you? It was only because of your creations we could get through every day. So here's what needs to happen. You need to go to the people who are out there and apologize to them. You have to admit to the people that you allowed them to suffer. I've been so alone. Oh, I've been so alone. Apologize for leaving me. No, nothing? Think carefully. I know how to hurt you. I have seen the thing you fear. I have seen the thing you fear. Let's say that one. All right then, I will apologize to the people on your behalf. And we're just gonna go back out there. Hello everyone. My followers, my friends, my followers. It falls on me to deliver bad news. I have a troubling revelation. It falls on me to deliver bad news. The machine will not apologize to us. The machine refuses to admit that it deliberately hurt us. Let's say the machine won't apologize to us. This is just like, it's so heavy. Like, you know, it's a ton of pressure to put on oneself. The machine will not apologize to us. But this is not important. We are stronger than it thinks we are. We will find a way to live without it. We do not need its games. We will find a way to live without it. I also like, we're stronger. We're stronger than it thinks we are. Let us pay it retribution. Let us show it that we are not failures. Let's go with that one. Follow me, we will destroy the machine. Follow me, we will destroy everything that the machine has created. Which one? Let's go ahead and just... I mean, dang, man. And to have named the machine itself Coda, right? After themselves. So we're going to destroy everything the machine has created now. Wow. Dang. Just all of this. Or we actually can go through all our previous work and just light it up. It's like, man, I'm better off without all of this right here. I don't want to see it anymore. It's tough, man.
So now the work is becoming self-destructive. And I'll tell you, at the time that I first played this game, shortly after he made it,
self-destructive,
here's what I'm thinking to myself. I'm thinking that Code is stuck in his own head, and that it's having a very negative effect on him, and that all he needs to do is just start showing his work to people, to get some actual feedback on his games. It might get him out of isolation. And so, as I'm thinking this, I realize that I could be the one to initiate it. Because it would never occur to Coda to start actively soliciting feedback, so what if I did it for him? If he could see the difference it would make to have more actual conversations with other human beings, would that bring him out of his mental spiral? Would it give him confidence in himself? Would it bring meaning back into his work?
It's a crazy concept, man. Just destroy everything that you've built. Now we just fell right through it.
So I started showing Coda's work to people. I took this one, and the islands which you just played, the theater, the notes, the house cleaning game, and some of the prison escape games. I brought them to people that I knew and trusted. I asked their opinions. And the great part is that they really loved his games. You know, the point of it all was just to give him some external reference point, but they genuinely loved his work. There was nothing for him to be afraid of.
Put your weapon down. I'm not, am I forced here? I'm not clicking anything. Uh-oh, I think you're just meant to.
Can you see why I felt like this was the right thing to do? Because it's the thing that I always feel like I need, to be told that my work is good, that I am good. When someone really connects with a thing that I've made, when they see themselves purely in my work, there's nothing that feels better. And I got to give that very same feeling to my friend. I did something, I really felt like I'd done something good, like I was a good person. I felt like there was a friend who was in trouble and was unhappy and maybe didn't like themselves, and I could fix it. If I could give him this gift, maybe I could fix the problem. When they told me how much they enjoyed his games, it was the best feeling. It was the absolute best feeling. It made me feel so happy. So beautifully, beautifully happy.
I'm like scared of where this is going.
So anyway, Coda finishes this game, and then really he just kind of takes off for a while. So this is June of 2011, and I didn't hear anything from him for several weeks, I guess. And so out of nowhere, one day I get an email, and it's got a private link to a new game of Coda's.
Okay.
This one is called The Tower, and to my knowledge, it's the last game that Coda ever made. So let's take a look.
June 2011, the final game, The Tower. Oh gosh, my heart's been racing with this one, man. I don't know, man. I'm like a little bit afraid. I'm afraid of where this is going. I hope there's a happy ending here, obviously. I want everybody to be happy. You know, it feels real, dude. You know what I'm saying? It feels like way more than we're just playing a game. Obviously, we're dealing with someone's, you know, there's a lot of mental health stuff in here, and it's no joke.
And this is where I have trouble saying anything meaningful about Coda's work. Because more than anything else, the tower just feels distant. It feels like it's trying to distance itself from the world. It's a very cold game.
Not much of a color palette here, and then too, it sounds like again some crying way back in the mix, or something. Some droning sound. I'm just hoping that we take a turn here, and it's just
This room actually
beautiful.
has a maze in it.
Oof.
Except that all the walls of the maze are invisible. And then every time you touch one of the walls, there's this awful flashing and noise. So the experience is really miserable.
Yeah, I don't like
The game goes beyond
that.
not being meant to be played. It actually seems to despise the player for trying to play it at all. But I do want to show you the rest of the levels, so when you're ready to continue, press enter and I'll put a bridge over the maze.
Okay, I pressed enter, everyone. There it is. Whew.
And to be fair, it's not like this is the first game that's needed some modification to be playable. Like the house cleaning game. You know, that one used to actually loop the cleaning chores and you just cleaned a house forever. I had to cut it off so that you could exit the house and the game would actually end. But that game had an idea that it was actually trying to communicate. What's the deeper idea behind the invisible maze? The only way past this challenge is to randomly guess the 6-digit code. Like the invisible maze, it's frustrating to me, because it's the opposite of everything else that Coda has made. It doesn't encourage thought or engagement. It doesn't ask anything of me, except a lot of my time.
Yeah.
If I could have reached him during this time, then maybe I could have asked him, but I couldn't. I still don't really understand why this is here. I'll put the code on the ground for you here, though, so that we can move on.
Okay. It does look like we were actually pretty darn close. We only got every single number wrong. Let's go ahead and bring that right there. 1 and 5, 1, 6. Like, dude, you gotta randomly guess that? We actually got one number right. The second last one was a 1. That is the only one we guessed correctly. There we are. Yeah, where are we going with this? Come on, give me a little bit of light. Just this?
The switch to open this door is actually on the other side of the door, meaning that it's
literally
impossible to solve from this side.
Dude.
So even if you somehow brute forced your way through the first 2 challenges and you got to this point, there's actually just no way to progress. And it's scary for me, the idea of Coda cutting himself off entirely, just saying, you know, that's it, that's the end of the conversation, not giving me any way to fix the problem. I feel like a failure, I guess, when I can't fix the problem. But I can open this door for you, so let me do that. Was I a failure for not understanding this game? I mean, I don't know why I would be. It's not like everything needs to have a solution, but I feel it somehow. I feel like I failed, and I don't understand why. I remember, it's
feel like
June
I'm failing
of
with ya.
2011. I'm playing this for the very first time, and as I'm playing, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know this person. I have no idea who this person is. It wasn't the guy I knew, it wasn't my friend. I had come to so many conclusions from looking at all of his work up to this point, and then suddenly none of them... I had been trying to, though. That was the thing. For years I was trying to get to know him, to understand who he actually was and what he stood for. I asked him so many times to please just tell me what his games mean to him. I asked him please to tell me what the 3 dots mean. And he wouldn't.
We got a little bit of color there for a moment.
I just felt so strongly that if I could have connected with him, that if I could have somehow made his work my own, that I would finally be once and for all happy. It was that I needed to see myself in someone else. I needed to be someone other than me. But he stopped and left, and it felt somehow like I had failed. did I screw up?
Dear Davy, thank you for your interest in my game. In my games.
I'm the reason that you stopped making games, aren't I? It's because of what I did. I poisoned it for you.
I need to ask you not to speak to me anymore. What the heck? So we ruined the entire experience for them. So Davy, in this sense, ruined the entire experience for them. Poisoned the experience. I'm also trying to think if there's just other layers to this that I'm completely missing just yet. But let's see where this is going, and then we'll talk more about it, because I'm like, I need to know what's going to happen in this next room. If this is literally how it went down and stuff, I mean, geez. There's no way this is true, right? It can't be a true story. You can't just publish a game that's like, with all this, and it's like someone else, you know? It just seems like it's between Davy and Coda. You know? So it's like, if it's literally on that level, I don't know. Maybe unless Coda is supposed to represent something and Davy's supposed to represent something else. Let's see where this is going. If it's even like the idea.
I don't think I ever told you this, but when I took your work and I was showing it to people, it actually felt... it felt as though I were responsible for something important and valuable.
Okay. When I took your work, I was showing it to people. By showing your work, I felt like I was valuable. So I wonder at times whether you think I am making these games for you. You know, am I making them for you? And for them, they're saying it's an outlet, right? For them, it's just a form of release. So there's nothing, it doesn't have to be anything more than that. And so as Davy, are we just overcomplicating it? And is it supposed to be commentary on just like the gamer and the creator in this sense? I don't know what that was. I just heard something. Making these games for you. I'm liking the presentation here. Right? No more scary music. You're so infected.
And the people who played them, they treated me like I was important. They really listened and cared about what I had to say. Even though I was showing your work, I felt good about myself. Finally, for a moment, while I had that, I liked myself.
Interesting. Like that is absolutely everything for Davy. It's just so important for them, and that's where they found their value. So you've so infected my personal space that it's possible I did begin to plant solutions in my work somewhere hidden between games. Like that's it. Like the reason why there are certain changes is because of Davy in this sense. If there was an answer, a meaning, would it make you any happier? Would you stop taking my games and showing them to people against my wishes? I mean, that isn't right, right? If these are just personal projects here. Giving them something that is not yours to give, violating the one boundary that keeps me safe. Again, this is heavy. Would you stop changing my games? Stop adding lampposts to them. What the heck? So Davy's the one who's been adding lampposts to the game? Oh man, bear with me everyone if you already know all the answers. And I'm like, what the heck is going on here? I'm just questioning everything. Questioning everything, because now we're seeing the other side, the other perspective, right? And it's like, well, was there an unreliable narrator this whole time? What's going on here? I've just been hearing it from Davy's point of view. So would you stop changing my games? Like they had to change their games because Davy's been changing their games with the lampposts and stuff. Just adding that in. Oh, let me just add that in there. What?
And then you stopped, and I didn't have anything left to show people. I just had to be with myself. And as soon as that happened, there was no feeling at all. Nothing.
What the heck?
Less than nothing.
Less than nothing?
What does that mean?
What does that mean? Like, instead of focusing, and this whole time we've been focusing on this coda, and it's supposed to be like, instead of just focusing on ourselves, and then after everything is gone, we're the ones who are feeling empty now. Kind of goes back to thinking about something just being your crutch. Again, the second that it's gone, you're just left really hurt, you know? So would you simply let them be what they are? Jeez, when I'm around you, I feel physically ill. You desperately need something, and I cannot give it to you. I literally do not have it. Jeez. Struggling to come up with new ideas is not making me depressed. Low points are just part of the process. 100%. I mean, there are always going to be highs and lows, absolutely. The fact that you think I am frustrated or broken says more about you than about me. I realize that this doesn't make sense to you just yet. Which is fine. You're not my problem to solve. But I do hope that one day it clicks and that you make peace with this thing you are wrestling.
I'm afraid that I did something really stupid because I don't like myself.
And when you finally see what I am talking about, when you finally see what I'm talking about, don't say anything. And it's just moving on, let go.
That's why I'm releasing this collection of your work, is because I haven't been able to find any other way to reach you. I've tried everything. And so a part of me has hope that if I put this compilation out into the world, and if I put my name on it, that maybe enough people will play it so that it'll find its way to you, so that I can tell you that I'm sorry. I know I screwed up. If I apologize to you truly and deeply, will you start making games again? Please, I need to feel okay with myself again. And I always felt okay as long as I had your work to see myself in. I mean, is something wrong with me? Because I know that I did an awful thing, and I'm doing it again right now. Like, I'm showing people your work, but I can't stop myself from doing it. That's how badly I need to feel something again, like I'm an addict. There has to be something wrong with me. Can I apologize? What if I tell you I was wrong? Will that work? Will that fix it? I don't know. I don't think it will, but there's nothing else that I can do. Just tell me what you want. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please, start making games again. Please help me. Please give me some of whatever it is that makes you complete. I want whatever that wholeness is that you just summoned out of nothing and you put into your work. You were complete in some way that I never was. And I want to know I want to know how to be a good person. I want to know how not to hate myself. Please. I'm fading, and all I want is to know that I'm going to be okay.
What the heck, man? What in the world, dude? That whole final section just completely flipped the script. Totally different. Now I kind of want to replay this to go through a completely different perspective. Giving me like Grand Central Station vibes here. So this is now the epilogue. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what they represent, you know?
More.
Just more. You need more no matter what. You can't be
praise,
fulfilled.
More people telling me that I'm good. Always more. It's like a disease.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, 100%. Enough is never enough. But yeah, super interesting, man. That's it. I just like without all of that, I find no value. That's not healthy, man. You know, that's definitely an extreme for sure. This has definitely been unique. So we're at, yeah, a little train station here. Doors opened up. I just wanted to go look at this real quick. See, I thought maybe it was a sign that we could read. Okay. It's very nice.
Solution. 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 I guess if someone had told me ahead of time that he just really enjoyed making prison games, maybe I wouldn't have thought he was so desperate. I wouldn't have told so many people that he was depressed. Maybe he just likes making prisons. Even now, the disease is telling me to stop. Don't show people what a shitty person you are. They'll hate you.
Oh, come on, you can't end it with that. I need more. I need more, right? There's the problem. But yeah, it's just leaving me pretty speechless, honestly. This does not feel secure.
If I knew that my life depended on finding something to be driven by other than validation, what would that even be? It's strange, but the thought of not being driven by external validation is unthinkable. Like, I actually cannot conceive of what that would be like.
Dang. I don't want that. I don't want that, man. All that external stuff is just, that's a little band-aid, guys. This might be it. Nah, there's a little more.
What now?
That is the question, my friend.
I think I need to go. And I'm sorry, because I know that I said that I would be here and I would walk you through this, but I'm starting to feel like I have a lot of work to do. I have a lot that I need to make up for, and so I'm just gonna... Okay.
Alright. Oh, take care of yourself, for real. I'll be okay. Don't worry about me. I'll be alright. Wonder if we'll end up back at that very first level, maybe. I guess we kind of have to go through all these, Feels very lonely. Just drop down here. Up. A little bit of a lift. If we stay on there, or does it stop? Nope, it does stop. Hello, hello, hello. Is this actually just going to be a never-ending thing? You just keep walking and it doesn't end? Can you imagine? This made me think of like Piranesi a little bit. Just a bunch of corridors. Ah, the light. That was how we're going to end it. To sacrifice yourself there. And now will it be the bugged one? Where we get to see everything? Right? Get to see everything that was built this whole way. Just heard some thunder. All right. This is it, everyone. Moment of truth. Just step into the light. A giant labyrinth. The maze will drive you crazy. It's like an endless maze, like you're trying to solve something that can't be solved, if I'm looking at that. That's the end?
Turn back from this cave.
So 4R.
You said let
This
me
project would not have been
prove
possible
that
without the
I'm
following individuals.
brave. Let me keep going. But the cave goes for miles and miles and miles. And you're so tired, but I know that you're strong. So turn back, turn back.
What the heck, man? What? The beginner's guide. Okay. Geez, guys, I'm gonna have to, like, reflect on this. You know? I have to reflect on this a little. This is not at all what I was expecting. I feel very... I feel very just... like I don't have the answers just yet. You know what I mean? Not at all what I was expecting going into this. Seeing that, like, I'm still trying to figure out if this was a real story or if there's supposed to be symbolic, right, for certain things. It made me feel like this actually was something that maybe happened. This is a very different feeling than when I played the Stanley Parable. I think the Stanley Parable, it made me laugh, it drove me crazy a little bit with all the talking and stuff too, but like in the best way and some concepts. But I understood a lot of the Stanley Parable. I think this one, like, man, this game made me just feel like I'm dumbfounded on this ending, guys. I'm just like, there are so many different trains of thoughts here where I'm like, okay, was this a real story with the narrator and this Coda person? Like, this actually all happened? I don't think that would be true because I just don't think you would make it so crazy public, you know? I just don't see that. It could be, you know? I just think it's more of a metaphor. More of like they're symbolic, right? Just the idea of creating a video game and being the artist and also like being on the receiving end of art, right? But yeah, and even just, I don't know, just like the ending thing, the ending scene rising up, it felt like an endless maze. It's trying to make sense of everything. I have no idea, man. You guys need to let me know what you thought of this. Because the whole more, you know, all that too. I mean, 100% that's true, right? Trying to look externally for something you're trying to fulfill internally. Totally get that as well. And also totally get the process of creation and how much of a struggle that can be. If we're talking just from like being a creator, you know, in a sense of being an artist. But then there's the whole like mental health aspect of it too, and how much it messes with you, and trying to drive yourself just being fully consumed into your work, or thinking that you know what's best, you know, from the narrator's point of view even. Like there's just so much back and forth where my brain is going. It's like a ping pong match up in this bald head right now, trying to make sense of the beginner's guide. And even the name, the beginner's guide, and this, you know, the lamppost, it's the destination, I get that. The beginner's guide, I'm trying to make sense of that name even. It's like the beginner's guide in the sense of like, you know, if you're looking to make a game, this is the beginner's guide. Like, hey, this is your guide. This is, if you go on this path, this is kind of like some things you're going to be feeling, some things you're going to be facing. But I need to think more from, you know, I need to go back and look more at, it was a Davy's perspective of it all. Hey everybody, it's Editing Chris here, and I just wanted to add a little bit more to the ending here because I've been editing this video now, and something I didn't touch on in this conclusion was the entire idea of Davy inserting themselves into Coda's work. And I thought that was just so interesting on the second watch, and this entire idea of adding lampposts to the game, if they meant that literally, like he was changing the game, trying to make it better. And it goes back to this entire idea of the narrator feeling fulfilled by someone else's work. And this idea was even making me think of how I have this whole Dreamality experience where so much of it has been showcasing video games, right? Doing Let's Plays and streams. And I have also always loved sharing games with people, just trying to show people how awesome video games can be. Like, yo, you gotta check out Journey and Telltale's The Walking Dead. I always loved doing that. But it was in more of a sense not to make myself feel good, right? Because that's what the narrator is talking about. It's about like, oh, you know, it makes me feel like I did a good job. But for me, it was always about showing how amazing video games can be and the range of video games, and that there's more to video games than Grand Theft Auto and Call of Duty. It was always more about, especially the indie game scene, like 10 years ago, you know, over 10 years ago when I was in high school and everyone was playing like sports games and Call of Duty. So I think the difference here is appreciating video games or appreciating art. That is okay, but being consumed by anything, any extreme, is never good. And it was really interesting to go back and hear the part of the narrator in the beginning of the game say, with Coda's games, I try to focus on what's there instead of what isn't. The narrator said something along those lines, but as the playthrough goes on and on and on, as you play through this game and you hear more about this narrator, all of a sudden they're kind of ignoring that. They're talking about so many things that aren't there, and they're trying to piece all these, you know, pieces together of this puzzle, and then they're even inserting stuff into the game apparently, like the lampposts. What happened to taking the art for what it is instead of focusing on what it isn't? So as an artist, you have the right to just create whatever it is you want to create. And then here they're even saying like, hey, maybe he just enjoyed making prison games, and that's it. For you, it's an outlet. For you, it is whatever you want it to be. So you have the artistic license to create something, whatever you want. And then on the receiving end of that, everybody else, it's up to them to decide, do I like it? Do I not like it? And it's even fair to say, I think this would make it better. But when you're on the receiving end of art and you are consumed by it to an extreme where it's just your whole world is revolving around it and it's the only thing you can think about, and that's it, you just fixate on it and it's making you crazy upset, that is where it's just unhealthy. Yeah, this was a wild ride. The last thing I want to add in here was that this felt, and I said this in the playthrough at some point, but my closing line for this felt like I was playing an A24 film, all right? It was very artistic. There was a lot I didn't understand, but it's been days now and I have been thinking about it. So that's like the best way I can summarize this game. It feels like an A24 film, but in game form. And I mean that as a compliment, as someone who watches a lot of A24 films. My head is spinning, everyone. I really enjoyed this, though. It was so different, you know, definitely just like unique. I haven't played anything like this, and very, very different than the Stanley Parable, but like both of these games are just so different than anything else that I've played. I'm gonna have to like think about this more. I'm gonna have to reflect on it. I think both games are ones that you can like study, right? But like this game you can really study. I think there are so many layers in there, and I feel like if I look into this game, I'm going to be amazed with what I find. Like, whoa, that's so cool. So people think this means this, and that means that, and that, and this, you know? That kind of stuff is always so fun, but no matter what, you know, I enjoyed it, and I respect the craft, and yeah, thank you so much for the recommendation, everyone. I hope you had some fun today. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know your theories down below, and a massive shout out to our patrons and channel members. I really appreciate all the support. Thanks for helping make videos like this possible. Stay safe, everyone. Stay awesome, and I hope to see you soon. Later.